Yo, what is going on, YouTube? Welcome back to Dilly Land Talks. So today we are going to be talking about the Brittney Griner situation, how she got sentenced to 9 years in jail in Russia. But before we get into that, if you guys could leave a like on the video, subscribe if you enjoy your stay here at Dilly Land. I also run a second channel where I react to EDM music and the do and stuff like that, plus a Patreon down in the description that supports me directly. But with all that out of the way, this is just a crazy situation, so we're just going to jump right into this one. All right, so here we got the New York Times article, what we know about Brittney Griner's trial in Russia. The WNBA star, who has been detained in Russia since February, was found guilty of bringing illegal narcotics into the country. So we're going to read a little bit here, and then I will give my opinions on the whole situation, because this is a crazy one. So Brittney Griner, a WNBA star and two-time Olympic gold medalist who has been detained in Russia since February, was found guilty of attempting to smuggle illegal narcotics into Russia and sentenced to 9 years in a penal colony. Griner had pled guilty, but she still faced formal conviction as the hearings continued in July. Her lawyers argued that she had not intended to smuggle narcotics into Russia and that her doctor had recommended the use of cannabis to treat pain for injuries. So basically, she had been found to bring, I think, two basically dab carts. They had caught her at the airport for this. And if you don't know anything about Russia's weed policy, it's completely illegal. You can't even use it for medical use. So hers trying to say that the doctor recommended it really isn't gonna, they don't care about that. If it's legal somewhere else, but then you try to bring it into Russia, it doesn't matter to them if who said what about how you can have it, because it's illegal there, you know what I mean? So she was convicted of attempting to smuggle narcotics based on two vape cartridges. So yeah, two dab carts. They were found in her luggage at the Moscow airport. I guess she was sentenced to 9 years and the penalty was a 10-year maximum. So there's a lot of things I see. Oh, also, let's get into why she was even in Russia in the first place. So I guess she will play for a different Russian team to make more money because she's in the WNBA and doesn't get paid that much. So instead of resting during the offseason, she'll go to Russia and play. I guess she's played with them for quite a few years. Let me see if I can find this. Yeah, Griner has played for the Russian team UMMC. I'm not even going to try to pronounce this word. For several years during the WNBA offseason. Griner had been connected in Moscow on the way. Yeah, so she has played. So this is my issue with the situation. So she has played for this team for several years, right? So you would imagine she would understand that weed is completely illegal in Russia, right? So why you would even, like, I would be so paranoid at going into Russia, one, in the first place, but two, that I don't have anything on me. Like, anytime I travel, I make sure, like, I triple check my bag to make sure there's nothing I would get in trouble for. So she should have known that weed is completely illegal there, especially for medical use. And then there's the whole conversation, which I'm not going to really touch on because I don't really want to get into that in this video, about how WNBA players get paid a lot less than the NBA players. And I have a stat here that says the NBA rakes in more than $8 billion in revenue every year, and the WNBA doesn't even generate a fraction of that. The WNBA will only create about $60 million a year. So $60 million compared to $8 billion, that's quite a bit different. You know what I'm trying to say? So I don't understand. Yes, they're going to make less, but they generate less. There's just not as much hype in the product. So if less people are watching, you get less sponsored deals for less money. Yada, yada, yada. Like, where do you expect the money to come from? You know what I mean? So that's all I really want to say on that, but that's basically why she was even in Russia in the first place. So now she has been sentenced to 9 years of the possible 10. And there's a lot of stuff going around about how people in America are trying to say that she was wrongfully convicted. And I will absolutely agree that they are probably giving her a harsher sentence due to the fact that she's American, and we have been supporting Ukraine quite heavily in this last little thing that Russia and Ukraine have got going on. So I don't think Russia's going to be super keen on just letting her go and letting her walk for nothing. You know what I mean? She's definitely going to be used as a bargaining chip. But with all that being said, she still broke their law. You know what I mean? Like, she still, even if she didn't mean to, which I don't think she had any ill intent, that's not what I'm trying to say, but she brought in illegal drugs into a country where they're illegal. Like, I think weed should be totally legal. I don't smoke or anything, but weed being illegal to me is just absolutely asinine. But this is Russia. This isn't America. You know what I mean? It's not like if she was doing this in California, we'd be fine. But, like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, you still broke the law. Like, I don't understand. Yes, the penalty is harsher, but I mean, it's just facts. The facts are the facts. You know what I mean? So they're trying to negotiate like a prisoner swap to try to get her back home. And this is where the story gets pretty sketchy, because they are trying to apparently negotiate with this guy, Victor Bout, who is a Russian arms dealer. And his nickname is the Merchant of Death. So yeah, that's honestly, if you're an arms dealer, the Merchant of Death is kind of a badass name. But he is serving a 25-year prison sentence for conspiring to sell weapons to people who said they plan to kill Americans. So that's fun. So this is where it gets, like, this is sketchy, because yes, she is absolutely being held for like way too long. Like, it's 2 dab carts. At the end of the day, it's not that big of a deal. But remember, that's not how they view it. So 9 years for 2 dab carts is definitely a little much. But I mean, she brought illegal drugs into a place where they're illegal. You know? Like, it's kind of up to them at that point. You would think, you know what I mean? Like, let's just say she wasn't even in the WNBA at all. Do you think anybody would care about this or know about this situation? Probably not. I guarantee you this has happened before, where some American has brought in weed to Russia, say, and they're getting absolutely walloped and they're staying in jail for a wicked long time and nobody knows about it. So it's like, I don't know, man. The Merchant of Death, who's trying to sell weapons to people who are planning to kill Americans, I'm American, is a little, it feels like a one-way deal, honestly. That doesn't really feel like we're getting too much. I did see something else about a Marine, but it's just like we can also get a Marine, is all I can really find about this. So maybe I don't know. It's just a little much. So yeah, as you can see right here, I mean, we sent almost $7 billion to Ukraine to help fight Russia. I mean, what are we expecting here? You know what I mean? It's like we peed our pants and we're surprised we're wet. Like, we're actively going against the country that Russia is fighting. We have somebody in Russia who broke the law. They get a harsh sentence, and where everybody's like shocked about it. It's like, I don't know, man. It's like, it's kind of right there. But let me know what you guys think about this situation, because it's definitely pretty crazy. And if there's any other stories you want me to talk about, definitely let me know in the comments. But it has been Dillyland. See ya.